guys, it's me from the future. The future from when this video that you're about to watch was shot. I know that it's a long video because there's a lot of swatches and a lot of reviews in this, so I'm going to make it easy for you, and I'm going to put a little menu down here, right in the down bar, and I'm going to give you a time code for each product that I go over. So if you just go here, down here in the description box, you will see a time that you need to scroll to if you want to see one particular review or if you just want to watch the whole thing. And now we're going to start the video. Hi guys, I am here with a kind of smallish drugstore haul, mostly Walmart actually. Most of this stuff is hard candy. I went to Walmart and just decided to buy up a little bit of hard candy stuff, some maybe new stuff. I know one thing is new for sure. I have to sneeze.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Ah, okay. Okay. Most of it's hard candy. I think some of it's new. I think maybe 2 things are new, but I'm not sure about the other stuff. And then I also got a couple of things from Walgreens that I wanted to try. First up, we're just going to jump into this, is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. It comes in a squeezy tube like this, and it claims to have 24-hour coverage. I don't know, 24 hours on your face. Some of it might still be there after 24 hours. It says demi matte finish, air light and oil free. Okay, so I think that I bought a shade too dark for me, as you'll see in the cutaway. But the thing about this foundation is that it's really matte. It's really matte. It's super matte. Like, even if you have oily skin, sometimes if you have oily skin, you might get like a little dry patch here or there. Maybe you had an acne flare-up and you have a dry patch where that pimple was or something like that. This clings to it, like, just, it holds tight and makes it very clear that your skin is not nice. This is like 90s matte. It says demi matte. No, it's matte, y'all. It is matte. Almost to the point where it feels like it's sucked. It makes it look like it sucked all of the moisture out of your face. And even if you're oily, you need a little bit of moisture on your skin, just so you don't look like a raisin. Kind of, you know, a flaky, dry-skinned raisin. So, I'm going to give this another shot. I wore it a couple times and it was like, okay, this is really matte. But the weather is still a little bit cold outside. We're still dealing with, like, it's warm and then it's cold, it's warm, it's cold. We're in that awful, awful period of winter to spring to summer. So in the summertime, I'm going to give this a shot when it gets really warm outside and really humid, and see how my skin deals with it then. And I'll probably be dark enough to wear this, because if you can see it in the swatch that it's a little too dark for my skin tone. But anyways, if you have crazy oily skin and no dry patches to speak of, this might be great for you, but I'm going to wait until the summertime. Moving on, I got the third Wet n Wild Fergie Around the Clock blush. This one is called Brush with Danger. This is the matte hot pink blush. Now, I don't know why I didn't pick this up when I saw the display, but this is permanent now. I got the other two that are kind of more shimmery. This one is completely matte, and I'm so glad that I picked this up because it reminds me of Quickie from Urban Decay, and they just relaunched all of their blushes. They're called, I can't remember what they're called, but they just put out like a whole new reformulation, I think, of their blushes for the summertime. And a long time ago, when they just had cream blushes, I got a sample of Quickie and I fell in love with it. So this reminds me so much of Quickie, and I just really like this. It actually does work. It looks maybe a touch cool. It's actually more neutral pink I would say it's more of a neutral shade of pink than like too cold or too warm, you know, so it's kind of great right in the middle. Great pigmentation, a little, just a tiny bit goes a long way. If you are fair, you're going to want to tap that brush hard to get all the excess off of your brush. But anyways, that's a great blush. I really love it. Now let's move on to hard candy. I went to Walmart and bought a bunch of hard candy stuff, and I'm going to show it to you now. So this first thing is new. I think they released it new for 2015, I'm pretty sure. This is the Hard Candy Glow All the Way Ombre Baked Blush. It is in an ombre sort of thing. I have issues with this. As you can see in the swatches, it's heavily shimmery. I mean, heavily shimmery. That's a lot of shimmer. It is. It's a lot of shimmer, and if you put it on, like if you mix the two sides together, you almost get like a child's makeup, like a dress up, not what you would actually wear makeup. This is real. I mean, really. I mean, this side right here, the light side, which kind of comes off as like white, or maybe like a pale champagne, like super pale. It's actually more white than anything, a beigey, not even beige, white, just stark white is what I'm seeing on my hand here. You could use it as a highlighter, but the pink side, if you wanted to, like, say this was your highlighter and this was your blush, this is so cartoonishly pink and shimmery. Like, this is very pink. The Fergie Wet n Wild blush is very pink, but it's matte, so it can be really workable. This is so shimmery and it's so pink that I don't think I'm going to be able to wear this. I think I might have my mom send this to somebody in my family overseas, because it's too much. For me, it's too much. Like, if you have skin problems like big pores, things like that, this is going to be an issue. Now, moving on, I got something that was actually core. This is part of their core collection. They've been selling this for a while now. This is the Hard Candy Baked Blush in Honeymoon. Now, when I saw it, you're going to see pictures of it. I just thought, oh, it's a peachy blush. It's a peachy, slightly, you know, glowy blush. Once again, I swatch it and it's so light that I don't think that I can use this as a blush, but this would actually be a great highlighter for me. This would be a really good economical highlighter because it's so cheap and there's so much of it. And it's pretty finely milled, and if you use a light hand, I think that you could get away with this as a highlighter. So that's what I'm going to be using this for in Honeymoon. But I really was looking forward to this being just a nice orangey peachy blush that I could wear, and that's not the case at all. So that sucks. Moving on to the next item. Up for bid. No, we're not bidding on hard candy. Sorry, things are rolling around here. They have a selection of single eyeshadows which are quite inexpensive. I believe they're $3. And I looked at hang on a second, I'm going to pause really quick. I'm going to bring up the Hard Candy website. Okay, so I brought up the Hard Candy website, and now that I'm looking at all the Single and Loving It eyeshadows, it appears on their official website. This isn't like a store site. This is just the Hard Candy website. They only sell through Walmart. That there are 5 shades, and this one called Attraction was the only one that I thought that I would actually use. It seems to me, I'm looking at it, looks like there's a magenta shade, a silver, a gold, and a purple as well. And none of them really struck me as, like, you know, something that I didn't have. And of course, this doesn't look like something that I don't have, but at least I would get some use out of it instead of grabbing for something else. But I gotta tell you, this eyeshadow is so nice. The swatch that you're seeing in the video overlay is actually with no primer. I didn't use any primer. I just swatched it out on my hand, and it's beautiful. It's such a reflective, beautiful, like taupey shade. I want to say that it's a brown taupe shade. Really gorgeous, really soft, very pigmented, just nice. So if you're interested in maybe a purple, gold, silver, magenta, maybe you don't have those colors in your collection, I would check out the Hard Candy Single and Loving It eyeshadows. Okay, moving on. I do have to make a confession. Last week, I made a vlog and somebody asked me if I could do a tutorial using a liquid liner. And I was like, you know, I don't really use liquid liner. Or maybe it wasn't last week. It might have been the week before. I don't know when the hell it was. It doesn't matter. Somebody asked me if I could do a tutorial using liquid liner. I was like, I don't really use liquid liner, especially right now. I think I might have some sort of environmental allergy, and my eyes have been just a tiny bit watery, so I really don't use it then. And I find liquid liners kind of difficult to use anyways. And then I was looking in the hard candy section and I found this, and I had to look at the picture. This is the Stroke of Genius felt tip eyeliner from Hard Candy. This shade is called Nautical. I had to look. I'm just gonna, before I do the cutaway, I want you to see the picture on the box that it came in, because I had to really look at that and I really studied it. I was like, there's no shimmer on that eye. There's no shimmer in this shade. So that caught my attention, because usually when a company, especially a drugstore company, does a shimmery liquid eyeliner, or not a shimmery, pardon me, when they do a crazy colored liquid eyeliner, they have to load it with shimmer for some reason, and it's so annoying. But that girl's eye looked matte. So I said, alright, I'm going to pick this up. I don't usually wear liquid liner, but this is such a pretty shade, and if it does turn out to be like that picture, this is going to be amazing. Alright, so I picked this up, and it is pretty awesome, actually. No shimmer in it whatsoever. Color payoff is immaculate. You can even shake it to get it going, which is nice, because as you're going to see, I compare it to the Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner in the Brights called Teal, because once I bought this and I brought it home, I was like, oh my god, the outside looks exactly the same, the color. They are not the same. Stila is a little more opaque, is how I would describe it. It's more like a paint. For your eye, almost like a liquid paint, whereas the Hard Candy is a little more watery, but that's fine, you know, you can layer it to get it. It's not like it's unpigmented or anything, it's crazy pigmented. It just may be a little bit translucent is the word. It may seem a little bit translucent on the first stroke. But the Stila one is a little more opaque, and it is lighter. It is quite a bit lighter. I would say that the Stila or the Hard Candy one is deeper and probably has a little more green in it, actually. The Hard Candy one is more like ink, whereas the Stila one's more like paint. And also, the Stila one, I find, I was really disappointed because the Stila one's like $20. I was really disappointed because I felt that it was really hard to get a really crisp line and to have the product actually come out, if that makes any sense. When you do a hard swatch like this, yeah, it's easy to get product to come out, but when you're trying to like be really delicate on the eye, you know, and just do little tick marks across your lid so you don't mess up whatever line you're doing. I'm going to get really close here. You can't really do that. See what's happening? It kind of skips a little bit. It's not great. Whereas this one, you get great payoff every time. You know, it really does perform fairly well. And also the felt tip on this is really flexible, so I like that a lot. Something that can glide across the eye is really nice. I don't like really hard ones. So yeah, the Hard Candy Stroke of Genius eyeliner is definitely a good good eyeliner to get. The only problem that I found with this eyeliner is that it stains the shit out of your skin. It will stain the hell out of your skin. Even with a primer, it doesn't matter. You're going to have stained eyelids whenever you use this. And I will be using this in a tutorial because I do want to use it for you guys. Just so you can see you know, how I feebly attempt to put on liquid liner. Now then, the most intriguing thing from this, for me anyways, from this little shopping excursion for Hard Candy, is this primer. This is the Smokey Shadow Primer from Hard Candy. I am wearing it today only on my lids and kind of blended up into the crease, and then I have the Urban Decay Anti-Aging Primer on my brow bone, just so whatever I put up there will stick and stay. I always put eyeshadow or primer all the way up from here all the way down and then below the eye a little bit. So I have Urban Decay under my eye, I have it right here, and then I have this one right here. Okay? Now, as you're going to see, it comes out completely black. And then once you blend it out, you're going to get kind of like a charcoal translucent color. A charcoal-y translucent black on the eye. Now, can you wear this alone? I would not, because I put this on today, like I said, and patted it in, blended it out, and it's translucent enough to where it's like, ooh, you just look sick. You look like very tired. So don't wear it alone. However, and I don't feel like even this, I don't necessarily feel like it makes things smokier, makes eyeshadow smokier. What I do think is that it makes them more intense. It makes them just have a little bit more kick to them. I am wearing a very coppery shade right now, and I don't feel like maybe I would have gotten this kind of like intense payoff if I had just worn a regular primer. So this is where the primer is from here to here. I have a transition color in the crease. As you can see, it didn't make the transition color that much darker. It's kind of like a fawnish, you know, brown color called Downfall from the Vice 3 palette. So that's in the crease. And then I'm using Lucky from the Vice 3 palette on the lid. And I just think that maybe it made it a little more vibrant than anything. I think that and this is down here, I have an Urban Decay eyeliner on called Half Baked, and then I packed Lucky on top of that. So I think that this actually makes a good base for shadow. Like if you want something to pop, and I think even color might work, you know, like really intense colors. I'm going to stop again. And I'm going to come back through the magic of my editing. Okay, so just really quickly swatch, because I didn't do colors whenever I filmed these kind of cutaways, because I didn't want to have to do this, but okay. Over here, in this little area right here, I have the primer, the Hard Candy primer. And here I have Dragon and Freeze from the Vice 3 palette. It didn't really affect the color at all. It just made it more intense. Now here is whatever the hell the orange one is from the Electric palette. It did affect the color of that one. It kind of toned it down. It kind of muted it a little bit. So what I'm saying is that I think that with your really intense, bright, shimmery colors, I think that this is going to be great as a base. And also, one of my concerns whenever I put this on my hand and kind of swatched it out and really blended it out was that it felt like silicone. It felt like a silicone primer, which is for your face. And I was like, oh crap, this isn't gonna make anything stay. So I'm actually wearing it on my eyes today, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to conclude this video, and then I'm going to come back. I'm going to go ahead and edit this together. I'm going to come back and film again, just a little thing to show you an update on how this wore throughout the day. So I'll come back in a few hours, because my eyes, if I don't wear a primer, they crease up within a few hours. So, what I'm saying here, in conclusion, ladies and jelly spoons, is that there are some good things from my little selection of hard candy, and there are some that are just not usable for me. They are just not, that's not a usable thing for me, personally. I think that the eyeliner is great. I think that the primer is great. I love this little single I'm loving it eyeshadow. So these three things are pretty awesome. And the blushes, you can either take them or leave them. You're not going to get a blush, so to speak. You're going to get a highlighter. Or you're going to get something completely unwearable, like this Ombre blush that I'm just not a fan of. Alrighty, so it's been pretty much a full work day, I would say. I think I shot this video at 9 in the morning, and it's about 3:30 now, so we're going to see how that hard candy primer did, and I'm very pleased, actually. There's really, let me get my mirror here. Yeah, there's no fading or creasing happening with this primer, so it's great. And thank you so much for watching this review and swatch fest, and I will see you next time. Bye!